All right. We're going to be watching some body cam footage. Let's check this stuff out. All right.
Body cams hold some of the most horrifying, saddening, and life-changing moments in history. So here are 9 of the craziest body cam moments of all time. Starting off with this case from the Douglas County Sheriff's Office in Colorado, which released footage of an officer involved in an unexpected shooting on May 13th, 2017. What was supposed to be just a regular traffic stop ended up unfolding as one of the most distressing moments of this officer's career.
Did he have an assault rifle and try to... He's not going to try to shoot? He's going to try to bump him with it? What are you doing, dude? Like, I'm going to friggin' buttstock friggin' hit you, not shoot you. What the hell? Okay. It looked like
it all seems like a normal traffic stop, but when the cop walks to the other side of the car, the unexpected occurs.
K-15 shots fired!
What the hell?
K-15 shots fired! K-15
I don't think he knows how to use a gun.
Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Get on the ground!
Yo.
Don't move!
Ooh, he's scared.
The suspect runs towards him with a rifle in his hand, and it's here when the officer quickly responds by firing his gun, causing the suspect to run away in fear.
Yeah, good, dude. Like, I mean, that is deadly force if I've ever seen it. Guy came at you with a with like an AR or something.
Okay.
I can't really tell. It's like bringing
Get on the ground!
not a huge gun.
Get on the ground!
Managing to get the
He's
suspect
crying
to
like
drop
he's
the
the
gun,
victim.
the officer held the suspect at gunpoint until backup officers and EMS arrived on the scene. The suspect was finally arrested, and the officer is fine. It is absolutely incredible to hear the fear in his voice and how this changed throughout due to adrenaline, barely being able to speak.
K-15 shots fired! K-15 shots fired! Get on the ground! Get on the ground!
It seemed like a small...
Fear is arguably the most important instinct we possess. It enables fight mode and allows us to react instinctively to threats. Fear is also what enabled Officer Brianna Tedesco to beg for her life after a fugitive pulled out his gun on her.
It's freaking crazy, dude. Isn't she pregnant or something like that? Is it that?
This terrifying ordeal started as Officer Brianna Tedesco walked up to a suspect's car, which had out-of-state plates, while a second officer waited in the car. Officer Tedesco questions the man who claimed to be taking a nap.
Hi.
A nap? Yo, you're on
Good, how are you?
dude.
What are you doing parked back here?
Yo, he's on...
Okay, where are you coming from?
opiates.
How long have you been here? Not a big deal. I just have to make sure, you don't have any warrants or anything, which I'm sure you don't. Once I confirm that, you'll be on your way. No big deal.
I mean, he's definitely got some fentanyl.
Dunkin?
The suspect seems nervous as he fidgets around for his driver's license and eventually tells the officer that he doesn't have a license. What Officer Tedesco didn't know is that the suspect is a fugitive who's wanted for murder. The suspect then gives Officer Tedesco a fake name for the record, Jake Duncans.
So you said your name was James, right? So how come they can't find you out of Pennsylvania? They're not finding a DL driver's license record for James Duncan. Do you have anything in the vehicle with your name on it?
Taking a nap
King
in
Henry
the
Lincoln
middle of a dirt
4596.
road? Come on, you're on some opiates.
In a matter of seconds, as Officer Tedesco continues questioning him,
recovering
the
addict,
suspect
so I know.
pulls out a gun on her. Reacting quickly, the officer grabs a hold of the gun, begging the suspect not to shoot her.
No! I'll leave! I'll leave!
Okay,
I'll leave! No! No!
Let go.
Hey, no! Don't touch it! Don't touch it! No! 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 Please don't do me! Please!
Please pull out your gun. Pull out your gun and shoot him. Like, I get that, like, I mean, she had some fast reaction. She grabbed that gun, like, pretty quick. But, like, you're trying to give in to him? I'll leave? Come on. Pull your gun and shoot him. There we go. Big boy's coming. Big boy,
The
shoot him.
backup officer,
Yeah,
who's
shoot him.
noticed
Big
what was
boy.
happening, runs towards the car with his own weapon, eventually
Yeah.
shooting the suspect
Yeah,
and
dude.
freeing Officer Tedesco. The suspect
job,
was
dude.
identified to be Kenneth Martell, who was wanted in Pennsylvania for the home invasion and murder of an 88-year-old Theodore Garver.
Wow,
Martell has
you're
now
a
met
piece
his
of
own
garbage,
violent
dude.
end. Quick reflexes can
You're a
save lives, which is
garbage
exactly what
human.
happened in this case, where officers pulled a man out of a
80-year-old
burning truck
helpless
right
dude.
before it exploded. On May 24th, 2021,
So
Austin
you can get
police
some more
officers
fent-
received
like-
reports of a burning vehicle completely engulfed in flames and fumes with a patient trapped inside. Knowing that the clock's ticking on the explosion of the vehicle, the officers rushed to it to
Damn, what was
perform an
he
amazing
frickin-
feat, and everything was caught by their body
Was
cams.
he seizing? It looked like he was seizing out. What did he have, a seizure or something? And like the engine was like burning or something? Because like the tires are popped and it seems like it all started around here, like around the tires section. Damn, dude. Damn, dude, you're a gangster badass, dude. Just bah. Get him out, come on, dude, get him.
Come on, Mike. Come on.
Damn, dude, he's gotta be messed.
Help me get him real quick. Come on.
Ooh, you can see the burns on his arms.
Come on.
I think he's like,
Pull.
I think he's having a seizure or something, because he's like tensed up. And he's burned. You can see on his arms, he's got burns.
We got one now. He's having a seizure. We need EMS in 1018.
Damn, dude, that's crazy.
That's hot. Get out.
That's hot? Yeah, it is, dude. This thing is burnt. Get out of there, dude. And it's right next to a fire hydrant.
Get out.
Like, bust that thing open and just...
Come on out. Come on.
Damn, dude.
Pull.
He had like a medical problem or something. Seized up.
Send him over. He's having a seizure.
And like, I
We
bet
got one now.
you his
All right,
tires
sir.
were going brrrr or something.
1018.
Using a baton to break the window of the driver's seat and touching the burning vehicle with his bare hands,
it's gotta
the
be,
officer heroically
like,
manages
hundreds
to
of
pull
degrees
the
right there.
driver out of the vehicle. The officers manage
that'd
to
be
drag the
badass.
seizing victim to safety as the truck explodes just mere seconds after
dude.
pulling him out.
Hey,
Hell yeah.
help me pull him over there. We'll get away from the fire.
Dope. Good job. Good job, cop. I hope he got a raise. He better have gotten a raise, dude. Or at least a friggin' steak dinner or something.
Here.
Give that dude a something,
You're
a
okay.
medal, pat on the back, something, dude.
You're
He
good.
deserves it.
You're good.
He's badass.
Get away from it. It's not gonna do nothing. That's not gonna do nothing. It's not gonna help.
Shit.
Stay away. Over here. Get over there.
So it was some sort of medical thing, right?
The victim is known to have made a full recovery. The officers, Pineda and Carrera, received a Chief's Coin of recognition for their heroic actions, but things
Hell
still
yeah.
get even
I don't know
crazier.
what a
On
Chief's
April
Coin
2nd,
is, but
2022,
dope,
Trooper
cool.
Brack
Good
Miller,
for you
who was
guys.
on the lookout for an armed robbery suspect, spotted the vehicle in Canadian County and attempted to pull the
Canadian
driver
County?
over. 32-year-old suspect Charles
that?
Carswell refused to stop and led the trooper on a high-speed chase, during which he decided to open fire on the officer.
Where's Canadian County? Is that in Canada?
Motorcycle officer on the inside shoulder.
Looks like American to me. Like the police cars, gotta be Dodge. I don't know what they drive in Canada. I know they got the Mounties, eh? Horses. I'm a Mountie, eh?
950 City shots
I'm a boot
fired.
to go get him.
He shot one through the back window. Still pointing the gun.
Come on, bro, you're driving that Dodge. You could totally get up on him. That's like a Grand Wagoneer or whatever, that giant Jeep or something. Like, whoa. Damn, he's got good reflexes. He immediately like, oh.
That was ugly.
The pursuit continued for
He's
a bit
having fun,
longer,
dude.
and
He's
Trooper
like, "Woo."
Miller's incredibly calm demeanor and professionalism
having
just
fun,
kept shining.
bro.
Eventually, Trooper Miller was able to
Bro, he's
tactically
having fun
ram
with it.
Charles's
He's like,
vehicle,
"Woo!"
ending the pursuit.
Oh, his car got messed
Taking
up.
one around through the front windshield.
Damn, dude, that's a travesty.
He's Still continuing to
He was
fire.
having so much fun though. Get him, bro. Get him, bro. Get him, bro. Get him, bro. Get him, get him. Yeah. Oh, that's a big boy car though. I mean, that thing's big. Come on, bro. You got him. Gotta get it. You got it. Bam, baby. I love a pit. So dope.
TBI.
Dude, he's a gangster.
For the criminal, it was the most
He's having
intense
fun. He's
moment
like,
of his life.
I
For
did it.
Trooper Miller, it was just another Saturday. Charles
Yo,
was
you're
eventually
awesome,
shot
dude.
down following the incident, but it isn't always the case that pit maneuvers have resulted in a successful capture of a suspect. For in the next one, both the officer
Well,
and the
pits are
suspect
hard to
sustain
do.
injuries, but they gave
know,
us
they're-
one of the most
you gotta get
incredible
that
police pursuit
really
moments we
good
will ever see.
contact. Whoa, the car. Whoa. Oh.
On
Dude,
April 10th,
the cop
2020,
car went
Arkansas State
over.
Police were dispatched in pursuit of
Holy
a black
crap.
pickup driven by the suspect Justin Battlefield. Justin had recklessly
Yo,
driven
that's
through
kind of
several
a
traffic
gangster
lights
name,
without
dude.
stopping before this.
Battlefield, bro. Justin Battlefield, bro. Like, yo. He's a douchebag, but fire name, dude. Dope name. Justin Battlefield, bro.
Trooper Sean
Part of
Ellis
the
began
Battlefield
pursuing the
family.
vehicle when it began crossing into traffic
Like,
lanes,
is it
meeting
fake?
traffic at a high
don't know.
rate of speed. Noticing Justin's extreme and reckless
Yo.
driving and his disregard for the safety of the public, Trooper Ellis decided to
he's
perform
a
a pit
jerk.
maneuver, a technique used by officers to collide their patrol cars with the suspect's vehicle in a bid to try and stop them.
Yeah. You know, if you take the training, you're usually really good at it. Oh!
Go ahead and start.
Well, he went like 15. Dude, he went like 50
Not
feet
only
in the
did
air.
the police
Not
car
15,
go
he went
above
like
and
50
beyond the
feet in
call
the
of
air.
duty, he
Shoo!
almost went to infinity and beyond.
Dude.
Trooper Ellis had executed the pit maneuver at 109 miles per hour, resulting in both the vehicles overturning. It is honestly incredible to see how far some people will go for the dumbest of reasons. Both Justin and Trooper Ellis sustained major injuries in the incident, which could have been avoided if the trooper had decided not to perform the pit maneuver at such a dangerous
Yeah, dude,
speed.
that's-
The last thing you'd expect to see on a traffic stop is an overdosed suspect, but not the least. On October 13th, 2018, a Columbus police officer initiated a traffic stop after noticing a suspected drunk driver swerving on the streets.
I'm just a bit tired, so I pulled over for some
Nah, dude,
little nap.
you hear how he's kind of like this, like he can't really catch his normal voice up, you know. You kind of do it. It's a, you know, it's one of the biggest giveaways. You know, I've been in recovery for 10 years. You know, I was a hardcore heroin addict. You know, I've been clean for 10 years now. So I can see the signs better than anyone, you know, and that is dead giveaway the way he's, you know, he's like doing this weird scratching and he's like kind of not all there. You can see his eyes are like, there's no real soul in there. It's kind of lifeless. It's just like, like it's dead-eyed. That's another dead giveaway. And he's definitely hit hard too. Like he's dipping hard. You know, that's what, you know, I and, you know, other people I know, we used to call it dipping out, which just means you sit there and some people call it nodding, some people call it, you know, the dips, the, you know, the nods, the, you know, it's basically you're just falling asleep because you're so high that you're just like, you know, which that's what, you know, you're after when you're doing fent, when you're doing, you know, opiates, when you're doing Vikes and perks and, you know, lean and scissorp and all of this stuff. It's, you want that because it makes you feel amazing. You're just, You know, you're in la la land. Your brain is shut down. You know, that's one of the reasons why I always did it, because I could never shut my brain up. You know, I always in my head doing that, shut my brain up, and I was able to just, you know, but it's a huge scourge. You know, my town is a small town that got just ruined by it. Everybody I know was on it. I've had 12 now that are dead friends. My ex died of an overdose in 2019. You know, she wouldn't get off of the stuff, so I broke up with her. You know, and she died a few years after that. And, you know, 11 other friends of mine from school, from knowing them from sports, everything, dead, overdoses. It's a scourge. It is just horrendous. And you think it's really bad in big cities, but it's worse in small towns. In small towns, you've got, you know, doctors and lawyers that are doing it. You've got, you know, architects and people that are normal everyday people are doing perks every day. And, you know, when I was doing it, there's business owners of restaurants that I used to, you know, deal with. And, you know, I'm not going to self-incriminate, but, you know, I would deal with people that were upstanding people of society. And it's just, that's the worst part about it. You know, it's just sad. Now I see this and I'm just like, damn, dude, because it's just getting worse. You see these major cities and you got all these people bent over from all this new stuff that's, I am so happy I got out of it when I did, as it is a scourge on society.
Okay.
See, he dropped his phone because his hand stopped working.
No, I do not.
No drugs?
You didn't drink.
When confronted, the
Yeah.
suspect seemed
No,
disoriented and claimed to just feel tired after a long night of watching over his
See how he
kid,
can't
but
keep
as
his
we'll
eyes
see
open?
later, that's very far from the truth.
Blinking a lot is a dead giveaway too. The long
You're having a hard time keeping your eyes open, man. When's the last time you slept?
and the itchiness. The itchiness is a dead giveaway too. That's why you get people with, you know,
Hey.
scabs and pockmarks all over their faces because
Why haven't you slept in a day and a half?
You know, people think that's just meth. No, that's a lot of drugs give you stuff like that. It's any drug that makes you itch and makes you. People call it, you know, oh, it's meth. Meth makes you look like that. It's any drug. Any drug that makes you, you know, opiates especially make you very itchy. You know, you'll sit there and you'll be dipping out and you won't even notice that you've been itching your arm for half an hour, and then you'll look and it's like busted up, and, you know, like people do. I watched people do it all the time. You know, I got lucky that my perfect skin didn't get messed up from it, but, you know, I'm just kidding. Nah, like, I've watched a lot of people tear their faces apart, their arms, picking scabs like crazy, you know, and it's nuts. That's what this dude is. He can't stop
You're a
itching.
kid? You
Yeah,
sure
dude,
you haven't
he
taken
can't
any
keep-
drugs?
Look, see, he's itching his shoulder.
Are you lying to me?
Past.
I have in the past,
But not
you know,
today?
20 minutes ago in the past.
You could, hey, you're falling asleep talking to me, man.
Yeah, dude.
I'm
You
just
can- like, if you can't stay awake talking to a police officer, you are messed up. 100%. You are zonked out, dude. You are.
Secondhand through caller. Now, about 20 minutes
This dude
ago,
is
neighbor
high
called
as a
that
kite,
the three
dude.
black 29s vandalized this truck. No black and white jacket, no black gray
I mean,
jacket,
it's
no description on the
definitely-
third. They also found running in the
He's a
alley.
lightweight, he's
What?
definitely
I can't hear you.
Oh, I apologize.
You're what?
See, he won't stop itching.
What?
Get your neck.
What are you saying to me? I can't
sides.
hear you.
Talking to
Shirt.
Yes, I'm talking to you.
See? You won't stop bitching.
Boulevard.
Now I can't remember.
Monroe Muffler. Drop a long range motion.
Do me a favor, get the keys out of the ignition.
Can't even keep his eyes open. Can't speak.
Turn your
He's
car off.
ODing, dude. Like,
Put the keys on the roof.
because that's hard dipping, dude. Like,
Alright, stay put.
like usually when you're dipping hard, if you get into a conversation with like a cop, you can usually come out of that dip because it's like, oh crap, the adrenaline of I'm gonna get caught kind of takes you out of it. That shows how far gone he is. Like that shows how much he's done. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he is ODing like the guy said. I mean, it seems pretty. Don't
What
walk
happens
away,
next
cop.
would
What are you
shock
doing?
both you and the
Call people
officer
in, dude.
conducting the stop. As the officer went
You need to
back to
get some
check up
Narcan.
on the man, he had overdosed. Seeing this,
Yep.
the officer immediately calls for
Yep.
EMS. Luckily,
Either,
EMS arrive on the scene quickly
did
and are
more real
able to
quick to get
rescue the
rid of it, or-
suspect.
So we were driving,
Yeah,
trying to get back to 19, and he's all over the road.
Yeah,
He
rub
pulled
that,
in here.
Rub that chest. Narcan.
He gave me
Narcan,
some
rub that
story
chest.
about how he was tired.
You know, my ex, you know, she OD'd 3 separate times when I was there, and I was able to save her life. The one time I wasn't there, she OD'd. That's all it takes, you know. I was always there. I was always there. The one time I wasn't, you know, and you know it was on our anniversary too, so you know. So it makes me feel even worse, you know, but that stuff just, it ruins people's lives. It really does. It ruined my life. And I was able to see before it ended my life. So, and that's what I hope
I don't
everyone
have his name
sees.
or
But
anything.
some people
No.
just,
We've given him 2 doses.
you know,
Like, not even within the last minute.
and if you look at him, it doesn't look like
Ready to 80 for
You know,
90
a-
deal.
6 milligrams of Narcan to
normal
hook you up.
addict. You know,
90 to
he's
80. I'm still making my way over
heavily
to you.
set.
Want me to come to you or to Grant?
Looks like you know,
Load or ID, bud?
a college-going kind of dude.
What's your name?
You know, kind of
The
a
man
normal
was
guy.
later identified to be 23-year-old Ryan Woolen. The amount of medication that was required to revive him was a shocking 8 milligrams of Narcan. It is a miracle that he was pulled over right at that time. I
That's
just
a
hope for
lot.
his sake that he made a full recovery. He just seemed like a really nice guy having
Yeah.
some trouble, but it's not always a
All it
good
is.
ending for some suspects, or even
all it is,
officers in this case. On September 25th,
You
2020,
just don't know.
Metropolitan Police Officer
You know, people break their ankle falling off a ladder. They'll get into a car wreck and they'll get prescribed something for a month, and you are addicted within that month. That's why doctors usually try to get you off of that stuff after that month's worth, because staying on it is the worst thing you can do, because then you become dependent on it, and then you actually have more pain. The more you do it, the more pain you feel, and you don't even realize it. You think you need more because you're in more pain, but it's because it dulls the pain, and the second it starts to wear off, you have more pain again, and it gets worse and worse because you get so used to being numb that even just a little bit, even just a little bit will, I know that now they have programs that, like, they don't give out pain pills like they used to. Like, when I started, you could literally go in to a doctor. I never did it. I didn't have insurance, so, but I had people that did do it. I knew people that did do it. They would go into a doctor and just be like, "Oh, my toe hurts." And these doctors would just be like, "Okay." They're getting paid. They didn't care at that time, dude. Like, you knew what doctors would give it out. These people would tell everyone, "Yo, go to this doctor. You know, you just go in there and say, "Oh, I got sleep problems," or I broke my toe," and bam, you've got, you know, you got your prescription, and then you just keep doing more and more and more and more and more.
Stopped a man in Norbury, South London, as they suspected him to be connected to the string of robberies that had occurred in the area. Police, however, would soon discover that the suspect had a darker truth to hide, making this one of the craziest cases I've ever seen.
Under Section 1 of the Police and Criminal Evidence Act, okay? The reason for that is there's a lot of burglaries in this area.
That cop is a gangster.
You can just keep your hands out your pockets for now. I'll take it and have a look in a minute, alright?
Well, South London, bro.
There's in this area, okay? It's 1:30 in the morning. I don't know who you are. You probably got a totally legitimate excuse, alright? But at the moment, you're walking down the road with a duffel bag, alright? Which I believe may have stuff going to equipped to do a burglary, alright? So I'm just going to search you.
You're a burglar.
Okay.
Perfect. Okay, that's fine. Don't put your hands in your pockets. Hey, hello. Don't put your hands in your pockets, okay? You okay? You're just going to be searched, mate. You're not under arrest.
Yeah, he's acting fishy.
You okay? All right. Just a bit nervous, yeah?
Yo, he's...
Okay. Are they expecting you home?
Yeah, you caught. You got caught.
That's fine. All right. That's fine.
You could be 2 seconds. You could be 2 seconds.
But chill.
Sorry, you're not in trouble. You're not in trouble.
I think he is in trouble, and he knows it. Something's going on.
Search you, see if you've got anything, and you can be gone. This is all being recorded on body cam. Okay?
Yeah.
The man was identified to be 23-year-old Louis de Zoysa. He had been wearing a black mask and carrying a duffel bag. After being asked by the police if they could perform a search of his bag in order to clear him, the suspect, who's extremely nervous and shaken, confesses to having something in his bag.
That was wrong.
My colleague said a few of the grounds, and just a quick search you, and you're free to go.
Okay.
I'm trying to do a copy of the slip.
I'm going to confess, okay? In that bag is non-medical
weed.
Louis had been on the way to visit his parents before he had been caught by the police. After further investigation, Louis was found to have been an avid drug user for 4 years and allegedly was on the autistic spectrum. Then during the search, Louis had a very odd request.
Okay, how much have you got in there?
I've got maybe
3 grams, that's it.
3 or so grams.
And he's not a, like...
Alright.
They made him sound
I'm
like
still
a
gonna have to search
hardcore
you,
drug user.
So, just pass me your phone and your mask. Okay?
Like,
all my concern is at the moment is if you've got anything on that's going to hurt me or you. Any needles, any razor blades, anything like that. Okay, fine.
I mean, he
because
might
you just
be
told me
doing
you've got
other
drugs on you, I'm just going to have to put you in handcuffs while I search you. The reason... What's the matter? So the reason for that is people try and do silly things when we search them. They try and hurt themselves, they try and hurt police officers. Alright?
Can you take me into the car, please?
Why? Don't resist. Listen to me very carefully.
I know.
Don't resist.
Okay, we'll put you in the car, but put the handcuffs on first, yeah?
Okay.
yeah, he's definitely...
Someone's watching us. Or...
Look, let me take the bag, please. Thank you.
Why do you want us to sit you in the car?
Yeah.
Just worried, please.
Why?
Work.
Why are you worried?
Just...
You think your parents might see?
No.
Once in the car, Louis reaches for his pockets as if to hide something, despite being asked by the officers to not do so. The officers aren't oblivious to his actions and decide to search Louis to make an astounding discovery.
Okay, so I asked you earlier, I'm not too sure what the answer was. Have you got anything on you like sharp that can hurt me or you?
No.
No?
What does he got? What does he got? What does he have? He's got a kit.
Yeah, canisters.
Oh.
Right, at the moment, I'm placing you under arrest.
Whoa, wait, what? Was that bullets?
Possession of what I believe to be bullets.
The officers then place Louis under arrest after finding what they believed to be bullets. He's soon transported to Croydon Police Station to be processed and questioned further. What follows next should have never even been a thing, but sadly, it is.
Does he have a gun? Bro, please tell me he doesn't shoot someone.
A bag of what look like bullets, possession of intent supply class B.
What's going
So
on?
you probably don't need further search. Yes, 100%. Right, just take that. Listen, wind them down. Don't take the cuffs off. Yeah, it's fine. Stand up.
Do not take those cuffs off.
Go on.
I think this is
Stand up.
so please leave.
What?
Please leave. I think I'm.
He's acting weird, dude. You've got to search him.
Okay, listen to me. My name's Matt. I'm the custody officer. I'm in charge. I'm not involved in the investigation. You've been arrested on suspicion of possession of bullets, ammunition, and possession of intent to supply. Class B. Class B. Anything else?
That's it.
All right. Your detention's not been authorised yet, but I can authorise a search of you under Section 54 of PACE. Stand up. Mate, you were good enough to.
After being led into a cell, Lewis, who had managed to sneak in a revolver hidden in his coat, opened fire, killing custody sergeant Matt Ratana. Lewis fired no less than 4 shots towards the sergeant, one of them bouncing back to hit Lewis himself. It baffles me as to how officers could have possibly missed a foot-long gun during the search of someone who's possessing bullets. Lewis was sentenced to life in prison for his crimes after his recovery. If you enjoyed this video, watch this one, and don't forget to subscribe. Goodbye.
That was... Wow. That was crazy. Holy crap. Yeah. Can't believe that. Why didn't they search him? Man. Alright, well. That's it for the video. Alright. Catch you in the next one.